It's stupid when neighborhood gangs kill each other with no reason. It's stupid when countries fight wars. Not stupid to listen to this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Reflux capacitor fluxing. Crew to stations. Scanning for The Next Karate Kid 1994. Prepare to rewind in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I am your sensei of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and mine, Paul, the Master Sensei Powers.
The sun is warm and the grass is green.
I suppose it is. Also, for this discussion of the film The Next Karate Kid, we welcome back aboard co-hosts of the Peter Pan Syndrome podcast, Ariana and Alex Ortiz.
Hello.
I should say co-hosts.
That's okay.
Go ahead.
I'm Alex Ortiz. I am Mexican-American. I was born in Austin, Texas in the year 1992, and I'm here with my wife.
Ariana. I'm also from Austin, Texas, also Mexican-American, but I'm first gen because I'm cool or whatever.
Right.
Whoa.
Is that everything?
You were born in 91.
I was born in 91.
How can you forget?
I don't know.
So you guys went and saw this movie when you were 2 and 3 years old. That's amazing.
Absolutely not.
Basically.
I was about to say who did it, but I guess we know.
Alex and Ariana, so glad to have you back. If you enjoy this discussion, we covered The Karate Kid number 2 and 3 with Alex and Ariana back in last year. So go check out those episodes. But with you guys being here this time is your third time on the podcast, which means that you are promoted to the rank of shipmans. Congratulations.
Ooh.
How exciting.
So what department of the ship, of the pod, would you like to serve on?
Cargo.
Cargo?
Yeah.
We don't have anyone in cargo.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
Replace
Awesome.
the droids.
I don't know what any of this means.
I just made it up.
It means you make 10 times what you were making before.
Right.
It's amazing. It's like a pay increase.
Great.
Yeah. You get 10 times the responsibilities, but 10 times the pay.
Nice.
So it's great.
How exciting.
I don't know.
But thank you guys so much for being back on the show.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Of course. And now that you have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for The Next Karate Kid?
All right. After Ralph Macchio, there was The Karate Kid, which was released in June 11th, 2010. It runs 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Paul!
Check it out.
That's the Kung Fu Kid, not the next Karate Kid.
Oh, he's not the next one? Oh, you mean the one in between? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I meant that one.
All right. The Next Karate Kid was released August 12th, 1994, runs an hour and 47 minutes, and is also rated PG. It was directed by Christopher Kane and written by Mark Lee, who is not the writer of Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3.
Indeed, it's not.
With the lead stars being Pat Morita. Oh my gosh.
Wow!
Pat Morita, sorry. May he rest in peace. Hilary Swank and Michael Ironside. But Bill Conti came back for the music in this one.
That's cool to see.
Yes. Are you ready for the box office trivia?
I am ready. Alex and Ariana, are you ready for guessing how this placed in the box office?
Yes.
Sure.
Is there anyone left in chat to play along?
Maybe. It's possible. And if you are there in chat, you can feel free to play along too. Go for it, Paul.
All right. The Next Karate Kid was made for $12 million and earned almost $16 million at the box office. Hey, it's a profit. Don't count advertising.
Yeah, exactly.
So given this and the fact that it was released theatrically in 1994, how high in the box office do you think it ranks among the movies released theatrically in 1994? We'll go for the top 100 this time.
Ooh, the top 100. Let's start with Ariana. What's your guess for where it ranks in the top 100 1994 films?
I would say probably number 50.
50? All right. How about you, Alex?
101.
Top 100.
Oh, well then, I guess it doesn't place.
By one.
Oh my God. You're the worst.
So 100 or you really want 101?
No, let's go ahead and go with 74.
74. Okay. For me, let's see in chat, Neko guesses 45. Ashley guesses 86. I am going to Price is Right Ariana with 49. So Paul, where did it end up?
It ended up being 92.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my first one.
Yeah.
Wow. So I think that Ashley wins this time. Yeah, Ashley wins this time. So good job, Ashley.
Yeah, good job.
But of the hosts, Alex was definitely the closest. So good job, Alex, as well. Thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's find out if any of them factor into our memory mind meld or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Alice has located our target film.
Alert, alert. Approaching target. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
A teacher in search of the right student. A student in need of the right training. A challenge. Put her away. That can only be met.
Let me fight him.
By the next Karate Kid.
True strength comes from inside.
The next Karate Kid. Rated PG. At theaters Friday.
Indeed, at theaters Friday, apparently. Don't you know? And maybe we remember it coming out in theaters Friday, but what in the world is happening?
I don't know. What?
Wow. Edna mode.
Did we get
See,
a
that
bot
ends
or
up in there.
something?
No. It's just it went to the next video. It started playing on YouTube, the next one.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. End of
We
Edna
missed
mode.
it.
That commercial definitely brings back some memories about the next Karate Kid. But to give you some context for the things we collectively remembered most about our rewatch, here is your memory mind meld synopsis for this film. Hilary Swank is a schoolgirl that gets bullied at school, and also kids with water guns. What?
And
we
also by
learned-
kids with water guns.
And also by, thank you,
Yes.
reading.
Yes.
It helps to learn that.
Yeah.
And also by kids with water guns. And we learned Miyagi and Daniel were very comfortable being naked in front of each other. $1 Million Baby gets trained by Mr. Miyagi by jumping on giant rocks. This is the one with the dress. And a very sentimental car gets set on fire. Finally, Hilary Swank finds her center and kicks butt. I mean, I guess part of that was right, but some of it was decepted. But based on those memories, as flawed as they were, what rating did they lead you to predict for this movie before rewatching it? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? I'm going to start with Ariana again. What was your prediction for The Next Karate Kid?
I thought it was going to be nostalgic. Specifically.
Nostalgic?
Yes.
All right. How about you, Alex?
I thought my prediction was tragic.
Tragic? Paul?
I had seen this for the first time a few years ago, and I had heard that it was a tragic. No one should ever see this film. But I found it actually, it's not that bad. It was more like a TV kind of movie. But I predicted that it would still barely be tragic, but not that tragic. If that makes sense.
So tragic plus?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. And then for me, I'd never seen it before, but had no desire to ever see it. So I predicted tragic as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, here we are.
So it'll be interesting to see if those predictions come true. Maybe this movie will have totally won us over. But yes, but let's get into the things we liked most about this movie. Let's spin up our
Best three.
And I'm going to start with Alex this time. What's one thing you liked about The Next Karate Kid?
I liked the progression of Julie and Eric's relationship. I thought it was it all made sense to me. You know, it wasn't like out of nowhere and slowly but surely. I thought it was just slow enough to be believable.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know what? That made one of my likes too. I very much liked their dynamic. I thought it was sweet. It progressed naturally. It for whatever reason, it seemed, now that I take a step back and reflect on it, it almost seemed a bit more authentic than Daniel and Allie's relationship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
interesting.
strange, but it does. I don't know why. I'm not really sure. I'd have to give it more thought, but it did seem more just real, or it seemed to make sense more for whatever reason. But so that was one of mine as well. Ariana, what was something you really liked about this film?
I really liked Mr. Miyagi coming up with that new kata to show Julie how to dance. I thought that was the cutest thing.
Yes.
And that was like one of the biggest memories I have of this movie.
Oh,
It's a karate waltz. Sure.
Yes, exactly. And I think that was a great way to teach that, and especially since he said that Julie's grandfather taught him how to dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's a really cool moment for sure.
Her grandfather's teaching her.
Oh,
yeah, I guess in a way. Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. Paul, teach us something about what you liked about this film.
So, you know that scene in the bowling alley where this basically racist guy challenges them?
Yeah.
I didn't like him at first, but I expected to be like one of those guys that doesn't pay on the bet, but I was actually surprised he paid on the bet. I was like, okay, that's good. And then he started working with the monks and learning to bowl with them, and totally turned me around on this guy. I liked his short, sweet arc.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. How did the points work? Because is it the difference of how much more points the monks got than him that translates to the $1 a point?
It's $1 a pin is what they said. Yeah. So however many pins, I don't know. I guess there's like 3 people. I don't know. It could get into the thousands if one person knocks all their, one team knocks all theirs down and nobody knocks on theirs.
Yeah.
So it's like the different, I don't know. There's math involved.
That's what I assumed. It was the difference. Whoever ended up with more points got that many, however many more it was, that they got that many more dollars.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I was expecting that man to be real angry that the monks won.
Yes.
Right.
Not just not paying, but just being real big angry.
Yeah. Like even more of a biggest afterwards. Yeah.
Exactly. But that was really awesome. They're bowing to each other.
Yeah, but that hug was awkward.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
That was not a school appropriate hug.
I don't remember a hug.
Yeah,
like the monks hugged him or something.
One of the monks hugged him from the waist, and I was like, that's a weird way to hug.
There's a lot of pelvic involved. It was weird.
Yeah,
it's the way they do it in their country.
I guess so.
It was the other guy. It was the guy that was being kind of racist.
Oh.
Well, he has other issues he needs to work on.
All right. Let's go back to Ariana. What's something else you liked about this film?
I really like the dress scene when Mr. Miyagi goes into the dress shop.
Not fat.
Oh,
Yeah, not fat, not skinny, slender like this. That's also one of my favorites. That's also burned in my memory.
yes.
Yeah.
And what was the thing he said to the woman asked about something specific? And what does she like to do? And did he say karate or was it something else? It was something that she wasn't expecting that type of answer.
Yeah, it was like she's really good at high round kicks or something like that.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes. I could totally see getting into that. Sort of for me, going off Mr. Miyagi just in general, I really liked his just extra wisdom. That's something I feel like that's my like every single time.
That was my second like too.
Oh yeah, was there one that stood out to you as being really impactful?
His Miyagi-isms is what I wrote down because I was not expecting that because the writer was different. So they talked and made a big point about ambition without knowledge is like a boat on dry land.
Yeah, that's
so that was
that
one of one.
Caught my
And he also said like grief trapped in heart become big anger.
Yes,
so it's
that was really good too.
Little nuggets of wisdom throughout that I enjoyed that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to Alex for one more like before we get into our classic makers.
Sure. I really liked how Miyagi was able to string together the relationship between how they're all connected through, the teachings of karate, because, Miyagi taught the grandfather, which taught the father, which taught her, and then coming back to Miyagi. It didn't feel like the chosen one trope. It kind of all made sense how they're all kind of like intertwined. Yeah. So I really like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was really cool. Yeah. I didn't think about it in that sense. Yeah. Because she was ostensibly just a normal girl. I mean, she could do a tiger. What was it? A tiger kick
tiger
or something
crouch?
that he saw?
Tiger Crouch?
Something.
Yeah, maybe it was tiger crouch. Yeah, but yeah, that was nice. That it was just more of the way she was connected via family and Miyagi. That was really cool. So now, guys, let's get into the things that we thought were the most cool about the next Karate Kid. And let's start with Paul this time. What's your classic maker for the next Karate Kid?
I'm going to have to go with Pat Morita. He gave a solid performance, and it wouldn't have been the same without him.
No. Yeah.
And so I just really enjoyed. He did the character great. He should know better than to walk in on a girl, but besides that, I think
she had just came through that door though. Like,
but still,
I mean,
I don't know.
You know.
Yeah, you're in someone else's house. It's not like you're not used.
It kind of felt safe. She had just closed the door. I feel like, but whatever.
And I think in the wrong hands, or if someone didn't respect the character, they could have written that as a just him being more pervy in that whole situation. But he is like super respectful and like very like I'm so
you
sorry.
think he's like
so
cracking
cute.
at the peak of the door, like rubbing his hands, going.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let me say this. I feel like if this movie was rebooted today, people might do that to him. So I'm glad that's not. I'm glad Cobra Kai took a different path. Took its own path, its own karate path, we might say.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Miyagi was already, like him and Daniel, like they were already totally cool. Just, I feel like that's what he was alluding to, that they just get dressed and just walk around the house with each other. Together.
I mean, I think it's different, obviously, because if a boy takes off his shirt,
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
I wasn't thinking about that.
hey, your shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just short. Yeah. I think it's the whole.
Like he's probably walking around shirtless all the time.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
living with Julie.
That Southern California heat. Yeah.
Oh, my word. Let's go to Alex next. What's the thing you liked most about this film?
Kind of similar. I like the Miyagi father figure role to Julie.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of just, it was filling in the gaps, with Miyagi, wanting that daughter, that grown up and he was able to take care of her, and Julie with, having a dad a little bit longer than she originally had. So I really liked that. That was my classic maker.
Yeah. That's something that's always been so great about the Karate Kid movies is the father-child dynamic. I mean, previously it's always the father-son, but here it's just a father-daughter. And that's sort of extending both discipline and wisdom and grace, and just trying to bring someone up to be seeing the best in them and trying to bring that out of them has been always something really great. Yes, in this film. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Oh my gosh. Ariana, what's something that you would go, aye, to this movie about?
Not that I'm being a copycat, but it's the same.
It's called the same.
Nice.
Like,
Nice.
for me, like, it was really good seeing Mr. Miyagi treating her like a daughter, especially like when it came around like to her dance. But like, there were moments, like faces and things that Mr. Miyagi would do that reminded me of my own dad and the relationship that we have. And it was just
cool.
look at him being a cute little dad.
What do for an hour?
I respect her.
Respect her
For an hour. Yeah.
When that's when he's cutting the potato or something, or the
cucumber.
Cucumber. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Without looking at it.
Yeah. Oh
Gangster.
gosh, that's pretty cool. Awesome.
Well,
Well, that leaves.
want to be respected, but we won't go there.
Wow.
Went straight for it.
I know. Here we are.
Let's bring her back, Paul, and
Okay,
talk
good.
about the monastery. Maybe she need to go to the monastery if she's feeling that way. Anyway, I thought the whole time at the monastery, I thought that was just really, I don't know. I just really loved all of that.
Really?
I really liked how she lost and then regained grace with the monks. Like when she tried to kill the cockroach and they stopped her, but then she went and got the praying mantis. And it's a little flowery, but I still really liked that. They weren't like, no, you can't come back. You're ostracized forever now.
Disobedient kid.
And they got to this point where they're wanting to dance to the music. They're not like offended she's playing music or anything. They like enjoying dancing and giving her the birthday cake, which wasn't that one of the things she said she missed, is that she didn't have birthdays or anything
Her
anymore?
grandma forgot about her birthday.
Yeah. So I loved that whole sequence. I really enjoyed that.
That's awesome.
That was my classic maker, guys.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So maybe there's lots of good stuff. Oh, in fact, there's something else I like that I forgot about. Geek Devotions. What? Geek Devotions is a collaboration of devoted geeks that are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. They produce a weekly geek culture-infused devotional, their podcast Com Talk, and written articles, all designed to encourage and challenge people in the geek community, bridging the gap between their faith and their geekdoms. Find all their content at geekdevotions.com.
Yeah, they're great, but what do they have to do with the next Karate Kid?
It's like I just said, Paul.
Yeah.
These monks were very devoted to not killing anyone.
Oh.
Much like a geek is devoted to...
So geek devotions are Buddhists? No?
No!
Oh.
You're not getting these connections, Paul.
No, sorry.
You're just not getting them.
Sorry. But I like them too. But
would it help if we connected this to some trivia maybe about the movie?
Let's move on.
All right. Move along. Did you all realize that the song Fascination that Miyagi turns on when he's teaching Julie the karate waltz, the dance, is the same song that Johnny and Allie danced to in the country club in the original Karate Kid?
What?
And is also playing on the radio in the car that picks up Daniel and Mr. Miyagi when they first arrive in Okinawa.
Oh, cool.
In the Karate Kid Part 2.
I did not.
No, I did not know that.
I never realized that. I couldn't even think of that song in my head.
Yeah,
I had to go back and listen
forgettable.
to it.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounded familiar, but I was like, maybe that's from the Avengers or something.
Oh, yeah. So, question to you guys. What song, it could be either a score, like no lyrics, or like a soundtrack that's from a movie, would you consider your song to dance to? So let's start with Paul.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm sorry. I don't have the moves. I'm not a dancer. Like, so if I do dance, it's usually I'm most comfortable doing the slow dance, not even a waltz, but just like a swing side to side.
Yeah.
So I can do that. And the only movie that I remember that happening is in the live action, horribly reviewed Super Mario Brothers movie, where they're making the Goombas sway, and the song is, the Dr. Zhivago theme to that, and I could do that.
Sure.
Right.
All right, that's fair. So Dr. Zhivago then is your
from a
theme?
movie to dance to. Yeah, I guess.
Okay. All right. Approve, I think. How about you, Ariana?
I picked what's it called? Della from Georgia the Jungle.
Oh, I don't know how that goes.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh, I have it right here.
Yeah, I should check it out.
You guys should check it out 100%.
Do you have some sweet dance moves to go with it?
It's mostly like this kind of move.
Oh, with raising up your arms?
It's my classic move.
Okay.
Yes.
But
I like the sprinkler myself, but okay.
Yeah, me too.
That's a banger. You should check it out.
I can do that, and I can do the lawnmower, and then the like picking things off the aisle, like as you're shopping, putting them in the cart. Those are my 3 dance moves.
Nice. We should teach a class, I think. That leaves Alex. What's your song you would dance to?
Man, I listen to a lot of music from movies, and I sing to a lot of music from movies, but one song that I always dance to is when Megara sings I Won't Say I'm in Love from Hercules, because is just so good. Like that first like hit of the song, I know exactly when to snap my neck, and then when the muses start getting in, I'm like, oh my god, this is the hypest. It's awesome.
So what kind of moves do you do with that? Like, can you describe it?
The next snap, and then
What does the next snap look like? Show me.
like that.
Yes.
For a podcast.
Right.
Yes.
But yeah.
This is why you should watch live. But very, very good. Awesome, guys.
All right, great trivia, Francisco.
Thank you, Paul.
But I was wondering if you had a move.
I don't have moves, but I would probably dance to the Battle of the Mounds from Conan the Barbarian. It's just it's a soundtrack piece from my favorite composer, Basil Porty-Joris.
The dance you do is like a bunch of sword fighting moves, or
maybe, or like do sort of a parkour routine or something like that, which can be
watch out, dance floor. I'm doing some parkour now.
You know,
right over
like
the punch bowl, no spillage.
Oh my god!
Well, that sounds like fun. But now that we've all had some fun with some trivial stuff, I don't know what, but it's fun to talk about this stuff. Let's find out what memories you, our awesome rewinders, had about the next Karate Kid.
Yes. So real quick, because we only had a couple. D. Tungsten says, I remember that it was a movie I didn't see. And then Red Spear says, same here. So thanks, guys. Thanks for that input.
Nobody saw this. That's why it was
Apparently
number 90. Hey, 92? Yeah.
92,
well, there was a few
yes.
of us that saw it.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, and maybe there's a reason it got so low in the box office. No one saw it. Let's talk about the things that we didn't like about the next Karate Kid. Spin up our worst three. Let's begin with moi. Something I didn't like. Yes, I would be moi.
Okay.
I really despise, and this is a small thing, and it's not really. There's no way she could have known, but I really disliked that Eric lost that Air Force recommendation. Like all this work he put into like what is the group of the Durgy Boys or something?
I don't know, but it wasn't ROTC.
The Alpha Squad, something like that. Oh, the
Alpha, yeah,
the Alpha.
That's what it was.
Commando, or the Alpha Elite. Because I was thinking,
there it is. Something, elite.
Yeah, because I was thinking Commando
right.
Elite from Small Soldiers, and I thought Alpha Elite.
No, I think you're right. Alpha Elite. So I hate that he'd worked so hard in that, and then just to throw away because he got a call from his mom, which maybe some like happened to his mom or something. And it's just Julie calling him saying it's his mom. Oh, it's like really frustrating.
Well, it sounded like he wanted to get out of there anyway.
Yes, which is true, but I just wish it was
and you
over.
don't need
like,
a recommendation.
Yeah, there's more ways than just one recommendation.
Oh, totally.
letter.
I get that, but he didn't know. He's a dumb teenager. What does he know?
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, no, I agree with that. It annoyed me a little bit, a lot.
What's something else that annoyed you, Ariana?
Oh, me. That moment with Ned and his gang when they're chasing after Julie.
Oh, in the school?
Yeah,
in the school. Like that, actually terrified
that was
me.
scary.
It gave me a lot of
and
anxiety.
a rated R movie that would have gone differently.
Oh, so differently.
Yeah.
It was not great.
Mm-mm.
Oh, really? I didn't like it for different reasons. I thought, A, they're faster than her, so they could only chase her for 2 seconds in every scene. And then at the beginning of each scene, she's a football field away from them.
Right.
So it gives them a chance to cut it. And then, like,
she busts through that door, and then they don't even like chase her until Ned says get her.
Yeah.
Then they all go into the cafeteria and then leave for that one guy. Why did they leave? And then like, I know, I'm just gonna run right when he gets there instead of just like staying hidden.
Oh,
I don't
It
know.
was terrifying.
No, but it was creepy though when he's like kind of leaning over the thing.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
sees her. I was like, oh, I don't like that.
Oh,
yeah,
the
I
race
hate
did
that
it better
guy.
in Lord of the Rings, leaning over the Hobbit.
Yes, the Raid did do it
The
better. in Lord of
Hobbits
the Rings.
knew what to do. They stayed still.
Exactly. So you're saying Julie needs to go watch Lord of the Rings is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I've been there. I played a couple of those, not quite like this, but hide and seek games at night when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And your fight or flight instinct really kicks in when people are near, but they can't see you.
Yeah.
And it takes everything you have just to stay still and not run. And so I understand like why she ran at the last minute. Just watching it, I'm like, no.
Well, he saw her, didn't he? I feel he 100% saw her.
I know. I maybe he did and was waiting for it to come out. I feel like you're right with that, Alex, but still, it's.
Oh, I didn't think you saw her from that
doesn't
angle,
he say hey there or hello or something like that?
That's after she's moving out.
Yeah.
But anyways, that scene was too intense for you.
It was way too intense.
Yeah.
And then
I totally get that.
When Ned was just like every 5 seconds he was saying Julie's name. Like personally, that would have made me be like, oh, gross, my name.
Yeah.
Well, those they did a good job of portraying creepy. Like you don't want to be around those dudes. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
But I feel like maybe it's. I don't know. I feel like I'm surprised something like that existed or would have existed. It seems like that's a little like I get that is a different time, but I feel like that's even beyond the pale for a thing for like gangs in school, essentially like
you're talking about
school endorsed gangs to exist.
Yeah,
like
the hall monitor on crack.
Yeah,
exactly.
Late at night.
Yeah,
what are they doing there late at night? Like, we're here every night.
Anyway. Paul, what's something you didn't like about this film?
Well, you like the monastery scenes, and I thought that would have been better if Miyagi told Julie the rules before staying in there. I mean, she's already an annoying character, and then she's yelling through the monastery, like the yard, right in the morning. Like, it's just like you're making it. Why are you trying to make me dislike her more than I already do? So I understand like the arc of like killing somebody, but there was like I thought they could have handled being there a little better.
Okay, that's fair. I get that. Alex, what do you think they could have handled better in this film?
I think. Well, I don't know I haven't seen a lot of Hilary Swank movies, but this dirt face she's making the whole time, where it's just like her front teeth are just like. She's making this face like every single time.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like, what is she doing with her face? And just her personality on top of that, it was the little boy from Over the Top or Robbie from season 1 and 2 of Cobra Kai. Like it was just she was so annoying.
My effing dad.
Went and died on me. My mom.
Oh man,
they died in a car crash.
Yes,
a car crash. No, look, I was gonna start quoting Harry Potter. I gotta stop.
Yeah, don't get her started.
Back to the next Karate Kid. Let's go to Alex again. What's something else you didn't like? 2 for 2.
I think I kind of already said it already. It was just the weird hall monitor crew. I didn't really understand them, what their point was, and why they carried themselves in such a way. Why do they have so much power? And I mean, I didn't like them. I didn't like them.
Yeah, like are you a hall monitor group or are you ROTC?
Because you caught them, you caught her smoking cigarettes. Even the room doesn't smell like smoke, but whatever.
Yeah.
I was about to say she should say, "Hey, smell my clothes."
Exactly. I thought the same thing, or my breath even.
Yeah.
It's like
try more than not at all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So here's a side question: Did anybody feel like the main head guy of that group, not the teacher, but I forget his name.
Ned.
Yeah. Did you think he was like the evil twin of Kramer from Seinfeld or something?
Nah, he did look familiar though.
He did look really familiar. Yeah.
He looked familiar, but
John
no,
Bernthal.
he didn't look like Kramer.
All right.
Yeah, yes, a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
young
what?
Like
John
who?
Bernthal.
I don't know who
I don't know
is.
that. Does he look like a Zoolander, but a little more buff and a little more? No.
I hope I'm saying the right person. The Punisher from the Netflix series.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
but
me
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving along.
He's the best friend in The Walking Dead season 1.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh, I haven't seen that either.
Here we are.
We tried.
It might have been the same guy. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go with Paul next. What's something you didn't like?
So the school, is this high school or is this college? Because everybody's in their 20s, and the main love interest, he's got to be like 30 or something.
Yeah, that did seem strange. He did seem really old. Yeah.
Afterwards, I researched IMDb, and he was like 23 in the making of this, but You got to go like Cobra Kai and get people that are in their 20s, but they look like they're teens. Not that they
more
could be
baby face
teaching
people.
kids.
Man,
Like,
man was
Yes,
huge.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was huge. Eric was jacked. Jeez.
yeah.
But yeah, I totally get you there, Paul. I feel like back then they didn't care as much, but yeah,
Right. That's what
still
everybody
like,
else
geez.
did back then.
Exactly.
But it wasn't as
exactly.
bad as Grease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good point.
I don't know.
Good
Nothing
point.
could be worse than Grease.
Nothing.
Nobody's rack is bigger than the Nets.
It's not much better. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yes, not much better for sure. Oh goodness. Let's see. For me, another thing I didn't like was that. So Julie jumping on the car and doing the kick from the Japan rock to the Okinawa rock, it seemed just very VFX. I don't know if it was the slow down where they weren't actually like filming it at high speed. They were just filming at normal speed, and then they just like made it artificially slow. But it's just like, I don't know. It just did not work for me. It didn't seem like she was actually doing the things.
Yeah.
So that took me out of the movie.
Yeah.
So that's something else I didn't care for.
Valid.
Yeah, I going off that, some of her kicks, and even when Mr. Miyagi's fighting at the end, I hope I'm not stealing anybody's, let me know. I thought some of the cuts were good, but some of them were not. It looked like an old man just like swaying his leg over.
Yes.
Which- Which I figure like, okay, he is an old man just swaying his leg over. But it makes me really impressed with the Cobra Kai series, who like Kreese is like in his 70s, and like a lot of these
and he's
older-
actually going.
Yeah, and the way they cut it and film it, it makes it more powerful. So bravo to those guys. on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but we're not discussing Cobra Kai yet.
No, but I'm just saying in comparison.
I said quiet.
Sorry, Johnny. Sorry.
That leaves Ariana before we get to our tragic makers. What's one other thing you disliked?
Okay. You know when Eric finds out about Angel?
Yes.
That whole argument that ensues after that really just grates my nerves.
The one where he's like, "Oh, maybe I'll snitch, maybe I won't," like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Julie's
like
like,
I'm not telling you what I'm gonna do.
yeah, and Julie's like, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick your front teeth in or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
The whole thing, it just kind of made her look like a dumb
So
girl.
petty. Yeah, yes.
And I didn't enjoy it
absolutely.
because when you're first introduced to Julie, she doesn't look like a dumb girl. She's just like an angry, angsty teen. That's fine.
Yeah.
But those arguments just didn't do it for
I
her.
didn't know she lived at that house. Like when I first saw her, I was like, "Oh, she just coming in to steal some food. She's gonna be out again." But you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally get that. I totally can see that. And yeah, that was the I wonder though if that's why their relationship, at least for me, felt more real because it started off so rocky, but yeah, her cases of like, yeah, you're making all these threats that if anyone stood up to them, they would just totally like wash away.
Yeah.
I'm not using my metaphors right, but I totally see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you, Paul. All right, good. Let's wash away this movie because of our tragic makers. What do we hate most about it? I know that is a lame segue, but I'm going to roll with it anyway. Let's go. Let's start with Ariana. What was the thing you hated most about this film?
You know that last kick that
Mr.
Julie
Miyagi
does?
Oh,
that you talked about?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one. That's my tragic maker because it didn't feel. It felt very anticlimactic when it actually happened.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
I was expecting
totally.
something bigger. Like I remember that praying mantis scene just being a lot more oof. And when it actually came, it kind of disappointed a little. And I was like,
It's more impactful if you're 6 years old, probably.
maybe.
I suppose so. Yes. But yeah, it certainly doesn't hold a candle to the crane kick from the first Karate Kid or anything like that. But that's totally fair, Ariana. Paul, I'm gonna make a guess at your tragic maker.
Fine, if I can make a guess at yours.
Okay.
Nice.
So here, let's make a guess at each other's, and then you'll go with you. Then we can go. With
All
you.
right.
My guess is that your tragic maker is Julie herself, this character.
No, but my guess is that it's Julie herself because she's a disobedient kid.
I mean, almost, but actually nothing having to do with disobedience.
Okay.
But Julie is related to my tragic maker. So, okay, Paul, what is your tragic maker for this?
This
film?
whole dumb movie is dumb. It makes no sense.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow,
movie.
big guns coming out.
It just does. I mean, there's so many scenes that like, oh, you think you're hot stuff and you're cool and you can like shoot a Nerf gun. We can't even hit kids with it. It doesn't like. Why do you think you're all cool and stuff? And
how she like shoots it and then goes back to reading the newspaper.
Yeah, like blows it like she just smoked him. Like whatever. And it's like this gutter ball just popping out of the gutter like that. I've done that before, and you have to have a lot of speed in the ball and spinning it in order for it to do it. Not slow like that. And the guys at the gas station, it's like Mr. Miyagi's fighting the Three Stooges. It just like why would they even come after him? It's just. There's so many little scenes in here that just take me out of the movie. It's that things that don't make sense, even in the world that they created.
Yeah.
What do you think because there were a lot of similar beats in this film as there were in the original Karate Kid. So why do you think those ones worked better? Or do you think they didn't work better either? They were also dumb in the first Karate
I
Kid.
think it's believable that like Daniel puts a hose over the bathroom stall to get Johnny wet, and then they're going to go run after him to kick his butt. I don't think it's believable for a bowling ball to come out of the gutter ball. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to I think it's believable that it's somewhat unbelievable that Mr. Miyagi can fight all the skeleton dudes because they only attack one by one.
Yeah.
But it looked like a real fight where this gas station one was they were like, oh, I'm going to make you hit the other guy. Like the other guy's going to run into this other guy on purpose and not Mr. Miyagi. It didn't make sense the way they did it.
Oh, okay. I thought that one, of all the fights, I felt like that one was the most real, but okay. That's
what?
Fair. I've only seen this movie one time, okay? So maybe if I saw it again.
Oh, I'm going to run into you. Oh, there's someone coming else in my way. I'm going to keep going anyway and hit him instead.
Francisco, can I answer your question?
Yeah.
I think it didn't work in Karate Kid 3. 'Cause I kind of noticed this. I kind of noticed this was that it was very weird that Miyagi would let Julie have this unnecessary fight in the end where he didn't let Daniel do the tournament the second time just for fun, you know? Like like I was like, what is going on here? Who is this Miyagi? That's not who I learned from.
I get that. Yeah.
So I thought that was weird. It didn't really match up with the rest of the lore.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a little bit different because of the state that Julie was in when he met her.
I don't buy it.
I think that Daniel held as much anger, or at least outwardly, as Julie did, because Julie was all inner turmoil. But it wasn't, I'm being explicitly bullied by this kid that knows karate.
Also, I think Miyagi was angered by this Ironside guy, and what he was doing.
I could see that. Yeah.
So he was like, this needs to be taken care of more.
Okay. Yeah, and I suppose, that could show just somewhat of a change, a shift in character, because people do grow. So it's possible that Miyagi may have had a different
he's still short.
mentality.
Wow.
But he's big in my heart.
Wow. Zowie.
Back on, just to piggyback off of Paul there, I also, my tragic maker is just, it's just kind of boring. I mean, the story wasn't very captivating. The hall monitor shtick was kind of weird, and the training scene, which should be like the funnest scene, it was just kind of lackluster. Climax was I was just like, this could have been 14 minutes shorter, but here we are.
Oh, wow. It is already kind of short from the other ones.
It could have been a 14-minute short. Sure.
Wow.
But
so you would say this boring movie is boring. Okay. Fair. For me, my tragic maker, I wonder if this sort of plays into that at all, Alex, is that I didn't feel like Julie didn't feel like a martial artist. I did not believe her as a martial artist in this. I feel like I really felt like when you saw Daniel on the boat training his kata with the awesome Bill Conti song going in the beginning, I really felt like he was learning karate. He was really getting the moves, the wax on, wax off, all of that.
What about Julie's high kicks?
Yeah, they didn't seem like they were believable.
But the rock jumping, though.
But they were. I think they were believable.
CG.
And another thing that I think maybe we're missing out on is that Julie already had a base karate knowledge.
Yeah, she just hadn't used
yeah, that's
it in
right.
15
Yeah,
years.
she just didn't use it. And
right.
then with Mr.
I'd
Miyagi,
forgotten.
he just kind of like made her practice it, and she had to hone those skills. So she already had a little bit. So we didn't get that super awesome.
Tune up.
You're the best.
But Daniel had a few lessons at the Y in Newark.
In that book too, right? He had that book.
Yeah,
he had that book. Yeah, totally. Okay, that's fair though. I had forgotten about that. Again, this is my first time watching this film. I'm not old pros like you three.
Nice.
But fair enough.
Call me old?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
Takes an old guy to see an old guy, right. Paul. Maybe.
I'm cool with that.
Anyway, now that we've entered all our targeting information into the firing computer, Alice, do you have a firing solution for us?
Yes.
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo at the ready. On your mark.
You have to be old to review old movies.
I suppose so.
Oh, it's better.
So, time for the moment of truth for The Next Karate Kid. Do we rate this movie a classic? We'd recommend anyone go see this, whether or not they've seen it before. A nostalgic, it's only worth rewatching if you enjoyed it as a kid, but if you've never seen it before, don't waste your time. Or do we rate it a tragic, it's not worth anyone's time, whether or not they've seen it before? So let's start with our awesome guests. Let's begin with Alex this time. What is your final rating for The Next Karate Kid? You predicted tragic. Did it stay true to that?
It did stay tragic. This movie was hard to get through, and I didn't like it the first time I watched it. I didn't like it again now. It was just hard to find stuff that was redeeming about it.
Okay,
yeah,
that's totally fair. How about you, Ariana? What was your final rating?
For me, it stayed nostalgic. Just
stayed nostalgic.
Yeah,
that's your prediction.
I think in I don't know if it was when we did the Karate Kid Part 3. When I did my memories, this is what I remembered. I remembered this movie. So watching these scenes again did definitely take me back to when I first watched it. I don't know when that was, but it took me back. So that makes it nostalgic for me. Not necessarily that the movie is good. It's just it takes me back.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Paul, what is your final rating for this film? Predicted tragic.
I predicted tragic, but barely. I thought it was like a good TV movie. But this is my second rewatch, and for some reason I hated it more the second time.
Oh my god!
It's even bad for a TV movie, so I'm gonna have to unfortunately go solid tragic.
Yeah, you gotta sit through commercials for that one. Oof, was it worth it?
Sorry,
that's fine. So that leaves me. You know what? So this was my first time watching it. I could certainly might feel differently on a rewatch, but this time wasn't so bad. I enjoyed seeing Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, that's how I felt the first time I watched it. Yeah,
and I liked what he had to do, how he imparted wisdom to Julie, and that whole. I liked the whole thing with the monastery and the monks. I really enjoyed that whole B story. So I'm gonna rate it a nostalgic.
All right.
So. That means we are at a draw. So we're going to have to go to our patrons who are part of the Rewind Republic to get a final rating. So let's go to Francisco from the future. What do they rate it? It is I, Francisco from the future. And thanks to the help of our Rewind Republic, our reflex capacitors supporting us at the $5 or higher level, they collectively voted this film a nostalgic. So with that rating and the ratings of our hosts, the Retro Rewind podcast rates The Next Karate Kid a disputed nostalgic film. So now back to Paul, Alex, and Ariana from the past. See, I knew. Me and Ariana, we
right
have
there.
the pulse of the people.
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
nostalgic.
We know what's
That's
up.
right. Yeah,
Y'all
that's
gonna
right.
regret that.
Oh, you're a hater.
Yeah. Don't worry. As you grow older, like me, like we discussed, you'll come to the realization.
Obviously, it has some qualities. Me
Oh
and
yeah.
Ariana
No,
thought it
I'm
was
glad for
nostalgic.
people
so-
who like it. They can enjoy it. That's great. This is a free country.
Exactly.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
What? I'm glad
Well,
it's free.
As of the recording of this, we'll see.
Wow. All right. Let's hope it continues to be that way. Anyway, now it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
20XX.
Comsat online. Receiving incoming transmission.
Feels good to be back, but we wouldn't have been able to get back to travel back. Yeah, we travel back to 1994 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflex capacitors, namely Jared Holzhauer, Deborah Powers, Brian Keane, Patrick Hicks, LJ Lowry, Chris Cowan, Geek Devotions, The Untold Podcast, James Kennison, Drew of the Cellcast, Ashley Cronenberg, Pastor Dewson, Kenneth N, Redeemed Otaku, That's Sarbabo, Josh Adams, D. Tungsten, Andy Lewis, Jeff, The Dapper Man Reviews, Tony from the Retro Days, Mr. Lost, Daryl Hafner, and Rosie, in addition to 9 other awesome patrons as well.
Hey.
Thank you all so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying for as little as $1 a month and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to start.
This stream is sponsored by PaulJPowers.com.
And while we're thanking people, we also want to give a big virtual karate hug to Ariana Ortiz and Alex Ortiz for supporting us with their thoughts about the next Karate Kid tonight. Sorry, Alex.
Yes.
So let's go around and tell people how people can find you online. Is there anything cool you got going on that people should know about? Let's let the lady go first, Ariana.
Oh, you guys can find us on the Facebooks if you search for the Peter Pan Syndrome podcast. We're there. Yeah. We update there all the time. Mostly it's the Alex doing it. Do you want to take it on?
Yeah, sure. So we last time we were on here, we were just young podcasters at episode 17, and we're at a whopping 40 episodes going
nice.
strong. It feels
good.
It
job.
feels good. We can also be found on Twitter and Tumblr at PP Syndrome Pod. You know, we just talk about the lore of the movie. We don't really go outside of it, and it's a lot of fun. You should join us.
Yes.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you again so much, Ariana and Alex, for being on the show. Thank you to my sensei friend, Paul, and all you rewinders, new and old, for another fun voyage.
Hey, you're welcome. And you can find me, PaulJPowers.com at PaulJPowers.com.
And find me on our Discord for show announcements or just to say hi. Join us there at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box, a curated collection of podcasts, videos, and articles that will provide you a balanced meal of content. You will find culture celebrated for its past and future, satirized for its extremes, explored in study, and created anew in story. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
And as Nathan just said, we are now part of Culture Box Media Network. Find all our shows unpacking truth through story, comedy, and geekery at Culture Box Media. And with that, Captain, we are on final approach to our dojo.
Yes. Thank you, EXO, and thank you all for listening. We pray you are more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like a Pokemon, we gotta catch you all for the Naked Gun, our next episode of the Retro Rewind Podcast.
Wait, first Miyagi naked, now there's a gun that's
Retro
naked?
Rewind mission complete. Proceed to nav point Omega and return to base.
Hey.
That's it. That's all you have.